Happy birthday, Aunt Linda. I hope that this video is something that will bring back some wonderful memories and also just let you know how special you are. There's no question that you are a very, very loved and special member of the Shirts and Ferguson family. And I say that because I will always think of you as the Shirts. When I was little and we used to go down to San Diego, I used to really look forward to going over to your house. When I think back on it, it kind of strikes me as interesting because I always kind of thought of there was the Tahoe Shirts and the Del Mar Shirts and then the Fergusons and Aunt Linda. Not that you were separate from the rest of your family, but you were a special attraction. And there's so many memories. I can't do justice to any of them, but just a couple for fun. I remember you singing to me, and I actually remember you singing to me more up at Tahoe for some reason than down in San Diego, but this song.
Did I see popcorn popping a
That song, I always thought you made up, that it was your song. I had no idea that other people out there in the world knew it. With the internet today, kids can film themselves, and I would love to see a video of us as you as an aunt and myself as a child singing that on one hand, but then on the other hand, I'm worried that if I saw it, I would realize that I wasn't the only person getting your attention. Because I always felt that way. I always felt like you were giving me 100% of your attention. When I think of the Fergusons, so to speak, I always thought of the baseball family. And what seems really neat to me now, looking back, is that all team sports always intimidated me. I didn't like team sports. I didn't like baseball, football, soccer, whatever, not soccer. All team sports, for the most part, intimidated me. And going over to your house meant usually some talk about football or baseball, mostly baseball. But it usually was in the context of going to see Daren play or Uncle John. I guess most of the time he wasn't playing. He was usually the umpire. Umpire. See, I don't even know how to say the words. Anyway, in going down and feeling like the Ferguson's house was the sports house, so to speak, sports house, it's interesting that I still looked forward to it. I guess because I knew and trusted that it didn't matter that I didn't play sports. Because you always managed to make me feel like there was something for me to do. Another fun memory I have is, of course, you always being interested in what I was interested in, so, or appearing to be interested. But I really think you generally were. You took up an interest in whatever it was I was interested in. Came down and was interested in doing puppets, and over time, you knew that I was doing puppet shows. Not only did you get me to see a puppet show at Balboa Park, which was fabulous, as I remember, but you also managed to get me to spend a day with the puppet lady. It was a very special experience, and one that only you would have had the drive to go ahead and pick up the phone and try to find this puppet lady and tell her that I should go spend the day with her. It always amazed me, some of the things you did when I was little. I remember when you were on, I think it was Let's Make a Deal. And I don't think you actually made it onto the show, but you were in the audience and you were dressed up. And I seem to remember you going several times. And then later on, for you to wind up going on Family Feud made absolute sense to me, because that's what Aunt Linda did. Something I find kind of amusing now that I look back is how at some point when I was young, I never actually saw you do it, but you were impersonating Liza Minnelli at different parties. I don't know if you were impersonating her, but lip syncing, dressing up like her, and singing, I think, Ring That Bell. Is it Ring That Bell? And what's the other song? Oh, Liza with a Z. The other thing that I remember is going to see a show in Balboa Park, and right in the middle of it, before anybody was... That's what happened. And of course, another memory I have is playing charades. And playing charades could happen anywhere. It could happen at Tahoe, it could happen in San Diego, it could happen in Del Mar. But for some reason, I always got the feeling that you were the one behind it all. And I don't know if you were, but that's how I perceived it. That it was just so much fun to see Daren and Uncle John, especially Uncle John, doing charades along with the more theatrical folk in the family, like yourself.
Hi, Grandma Melinda. It's Sydney. I wrote a song for you a long time ago, actually. I kind of just rewrote your favorite song, What a Wonderful World. I thought you would like it, and it was supposed to be for your birthday last year, actually. So then I spilled wine on my laptop, and it's been out of commission, and this is the only place I've had the song saved. So here it is now. I love you, and happy 75th birthday. You're as beautiful as ever. Here goes nothing. I see skies blue, clouds of white, bright blessed days, dark sacred nights, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow so pretty in the sky, also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying how do you do. They're really saying I love you. I hear babies cry, little Johnny, I watch them grow, and they will learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yeah, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Grandma Linda, you are a beautiful soul, even when mad at Grandpa for teasing the bowl. You always light up the room with your charm that you do, but the way you laugh makes me say I'll always love you. You took life by the reins, and you really flew. I thank God every day, and He has blessed me with you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Must be a wonderful world because you're in it and you're my grandma and I'm the luckiest grandchild on earth. We all love you so much. You're more beautiful than ever and I love you.
Happy birthday, Aunt Linda.
Dear Aunt Linda, I hope you have a wonderful birthday. You're about the best aunt anyone could ever ask for, and when I try to think of why that is, there are 3 things about you that come to mind. First of all, you do so much for so many people. Second of all, you wear your heart on your sleeve. Everyone knows that you care about them. And thirdly, you always do your very best to make things fun. Those are wonderful, wonderful attributes. And they make you a wonderful aunt and a wonderful person. Happy birthday. I love you very much. Your niece, Paula.
Happy birthday, Aunt Linda. We love you.
Hi, Linda. Happy birthday. This past week, I've been remembering lots of things about the two of us. Gosh, I sure remember that 13-year-old girl who got off the bus in San Bernardino. I remember that very well. We really hit it off, and I wanted so much for you to like me because I was very in love with your big brother. I do believe that at the end of the visit, we both felt we had found the sister we never had.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Linda. Happy birthday to you. Kisses from the Brazilian Shirts family.
Lots of memories at Lake Tahoe. You folks would come up almost every summer for a week or so, and we would have good times. You and John taught us two of our very favorite games. Cribbage, which we played almost every morning for all the years afterwards. Gordon and I played a game the morning of the day he died. And the other game was the famous Wyoming hand and foot. I think altogether there must be at least 100 people that learned that game through us. We have had lots of fun with it.
Happy birthday, Linda. Have a wonderful birthday.
Hi, Mom. I want to wish you a happy 75th birthday and thank you for being such a wonderful, caring, and loving mom, and for putting up with all the little things that I did as a kid, some big, some small, some you knew about, some you didn't know about, like the time when you saved me from the neighborhood bully who lassoed my neck while I was riding down the street on a flexi flyer. And just being patient with me, and thank you for the upbringing that you and Dad provided. It was fantastic. So it's not really easy for me to talk on screen like this, but I just want to let you know that I love you and I really appreciate everything that you've done for me. I love you. Happy 75th birthday. Bye-bye.
Oh, Linda, do you remember when you took the diet pills and you got really wired from them and you sewed a whole wardrobe of clothes for Paula's Barbie she was getting for Christmas all in one evening? You know, I think you threw those diet pills away. They didn't work very well for you.
Good evening, Mrs. Ferguson. My boss, Len Schertz, is very, very busy in the middle of rehearsals, and so he sent me to give you his birthday wishes. bosses. I think that's very nice. I'm very pleased and proud to say to you, Linda Ferguson, happy birthday. And I've heard so much about you, and that you're such a joyful spirit. Yes, and, well, I was thinking, maybe because, of course, you're not the youngest anymore, maybe you should have some activity, some gymnastics or a little dance. And so I thought I would bring you a little dance that you can practice and that might help you live another 100 years. So, here we go. You put your right foot in, you put your right foot out, you put your right foot in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey, and you turn yourself about. That's what it's all about. You put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, you put your left foot in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey, and you turn yourself about. That's what it's all about. You put your right hip in, you put your right hip out, you put your right hip in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey, and you turn yourself about. That's what it's all about. You put your whole self in, you put your whole self out, you put your whole self in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey, and you turn yourself about. That's what it's all about. So, I think with that you will remain joyful and cheerful and a little spriteful. Oh, Mrs. Ferguson, I see my boss has just come through the door. Maybe he does have a little time to say something. So, Aunt Linda, I was thinking about you when I heard this song recently, because somehow the hokey pokey song has to do, in my mind, in my memories, with you. I just hear you singing that, so that's why the song. And I hope you're having a wonderful birthday, and yes, happy birthday, Linda.
Oh, and remember the time that the folks had a party, a New Year's Eve party? Well, it was for the children. And I remember the three couples being over at your house, Garry and Cozette and you guys and us, and we were kind of lost. We really didn't have any ideas for doing anything very exciting. And the kids were over there at Grandma and Grandpa's just having so much fun. One of the last things I can remember doing with the kids, with kids in tow, I don't remember who all was there. I know Claude was there, and I'm quite sure Liza, Zane, you know, these grandchildren. Anyway, we went to see How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That was really fun. And I think it was that night that you and I stayed up until probably 2 o'clock in the morning, just talking and visiting, reliving old times, and it's always good to be with you, Linda. I have a lot more memories noted down, but it makes sense that I have lots of memories and things to recount. After all, you and I have known each other for 60 years. Well, I love you, Linda, and I know how much Gordon loved his little sister. I know that he joins me in wishing you a very special birthday.
The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I babies cry. I watch them grow. They learn much more than I ever knew. And I think to myself,